Previously on Dual Destinies.
Oh god, what's it? What is this? What is this? Is this the freak out? What the fuck? What just happened here?
Okay, so where were we?
So we can narrow it down to who actually... Oh god. Man. Dude, what are you doing? You don't know! Oh, what the balls, man. That is disgusting. Please. Look at that poor fish. Look at it. Stop. Collaborate and listen. He's got Genocide Jack's smile right now. Can you even prove there was an area drop of water in the pool? That day I was simply looking after the orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection!
Well, you claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th. But I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. I mean, sheesh, man. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time. Ah, the feeding thing. How'd you know such a thing? I know because of Orla's record here in the torpedo data system. So suck it. The system continuously records data on the subjects it monitors. From Orla's record, we can tell exactly what she ate or didn't eat. Sink me! Nobody ever told me about that dastardly contraption. Well, now you know. Only a few of the Shipshape Aquarium staff knew about this system. According to Orla's record, she never ate in those early morning hours of the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her.
Silence.
Because you figured, what's the point? So you're wasting time. What proof do you have of that? Perhaps the orca simply wasn't hungry. Ah, he's right. I don't have any proof. If Orla simply didn't eat, then that would create an inconsistency. Where did her fish go? Her fish? Good question. And where did it disappear to? Oh, fish? What does it matter? What relevance does it have to the case? Cease this stalling by asking inconsequential questions. Stop delving into the depths of the orca's stomach and delve into the case instead. Oh, well, you know, I'm gonna come out of the stomach on the other side and straight into the case. Because the whale is sitting on the toilet of the case. But wait, it may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance, I think. What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? I think I might have a pretty good idea. I believe there must have been a visitor to the show stage that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice. A visitor, a very small one. Are you trying to introduce yet another suspect at this 11th hour? If you utter more of your careless remarks, Taka won't look favorably upon it. Yeah, well, poop on Taka then. I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will actually be related to the case or not, I don't yet know. Yeah, but the fact he has a walkie-talkie might be important. Don't worry, boss. If Taka comes this way, I'll fend him off. But do try to keep your remarks careful. Somehow Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage, but who? This was the visitor to the show stage. Rifle! Yo! I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage. Queep queep. First an orca, now a penguin. Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee early morning hours. Do you have any proof Rifle visited the show stage? If you be a lawyer of any sort, show me your evidence. The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for some reason. Oh my god, was I right about those on the sign? When I said it was Tenmataro's footprints? This is the proof that Rifle visited the show stage. Dear God, you gotta be kidding me. It's totally it, isn't it? It's the sign. Then it's gonna ask me to point out where the footprints are. Oh my, what a cute little sign. Look at all those adorable stars. These stars are actually starfish. Miss Buckler Point painted this sign. Drip drip. In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left the sign at the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying. But guess what happened? Aye, that be true. But what be your point? On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage. proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Well, let me tell you something. Oh, man. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe this actually turned out to be something. Oh, that's amazing. A couple of the pink starfish are shaped a little differently from the others. Oh, you're right. They look almost like little leaves. Oh, man. Rachel had a pink paint on the bottom of her feet. The little leaf-like shapes on this sign are actually Rifle's footprints. Rifle made these footprints by walking on the sign before it was dry. Ho ho! What cute little pink penguin prints. Nice alliteration. So there are footprints. What of them? Marlon Rhymes was watching over this sign at the show stage while the paint dried. And during that time, the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning on the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla. Even a penguin could have eaten it all. Begad! Rifle ate Orla's fish! Who be ye to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had helped move the Skull Rock. Couldn't have been moved without me. Well, now I see how you could have moved it, with all those muscles. Those frussels. He never saw the penguin because it was tiny! Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time? Right, don't know if you aren't up to the task. I could just prove this witness's testimony for you. If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage, keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. And we know it must be true because he helped move the Skull Rock. And then Rifle came in and walked over the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there? Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. So they're placed in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't have been seen. Are you talking? Is this where you're talking about the ladder? So we still don't really know like what the fingerprints mean, though. Unless somehow I was right about that too, and he was in the water. I don't think that's actually important. I'm gonna try this. Do you really think he was there? That doesn't seem right to me somehow. Now that you mention it, maybe you're right. Yikes! Come on, Mr. Wright, we're all counting on you here. Try to imagine yourself as a high-powered attorney. Okay, I'll do my best. What's with the imagine part? Oh, let me try to figure out what Mr. Wright's must have been. Oh, it didn't penalize me for that. Okay, well, maybe he was on... Did we say he was in the water? I'm gonna try it. I mean, if I got unlimited HP here, then? What? Inside the pool? But you're right, if he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. So you're saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. Just dunking on the surface. But when I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture here. Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other? Yeah, that's what we do, man. Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere? Objection! Because I ain't done yet. Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves that what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do. He was trying to paint the pool green. Orcas can be out of the water for a short time without sustaining damage. But if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone. What? How? Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence.
And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion. That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide a prop from the new show. All that worked out for him then, didn't it? Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. Got DePlume to come over with the singing. His lifesaver to make it look like he killed him. Man, that is nuts! Like, the whole thing is just so convenient, but yet, I guess to some extent they're all like, what?! Was he, like, bleeding out, like when Jim Carrey gets shot in The Mask? You know, and he's like, did you miss me? And then he drinks the orange juice and it comes out. Well, he's like, I guess not. So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is. Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions? It's working. Just a little further down, Sasha will be proven not guilty.
Silence.
He's not having it. I can see why, though. So much of this is all still... If you think you've won this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? We're putting the last few pieces in here. Of course not! What kind of bilge be that? Probably but a simple animal keeper. If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca? Yeah, well... I need no honed blade. All I need is a giant fist of doom. I think he used the recordings of his girlfriend's whistles. He played him back from the phone or whatever little thing. Because that's in the evidence, and I've been wondering why that was there. Rhymes had to have manipulated Orla in order for his plan to work. But how can I prove it? Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable. Not so fast. She gets one too. Well, it appears I was mistaken. Yeah, give him the Mia look. The Mia electric hand dad of abused girl look. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a story in Tribulations about that somewhere. I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection is my way of speaking up for your heart. That was kind of sweet. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I've remembered what I'm doing. The old right way. The right way. The right way? Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument. Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence. Now shut up! I will not shut up! All the witnesses? Huh, I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one. The central figure in both cases. The central figure. Sasha. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, fuck me. It's gonna. I have to present the whale, don't I? Because I don't. Was Sasha involved last year? I don't think she was. What about Norma DePlume? She was there last year too. It might be Norma DePlume actually. So it's either Norma DePlume, Sasha, or the whale. I'm leaning heavily towards Norma DePlume right about now. Sasha we've already talked to. It's kind of weird that that's like a big part of the reason why I want to pick her though. Is just because we haven't talked to her in a while. We're not cross-examining the whale. It's gotta be Norma. Let's do it. If that's your central figure, the one who holds the key to it all, then even Taka here could win a guilty verdict against you. shit. I was wrong. Maybe it was. Sure. What if it's the whale? Oh, God. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. I'm gonna save my game here in a second. But there's no way I can give up now. I will stay standing up. At the heart of both the case a year ago. Oh, it... Are you serious? They just told me it is the whale. It's the fucking whale! Jeez Louise, man. The defense calls the central figure in both cases Orla the Orca. You intend to cross-examine an orca? It's not going to be as good as the parrot. It never will. There's no way I can match that, so never mind. I'm not going to try. Cross-examine an orca? You must be addled. It'd be impossible, says I. Nothing's impossible, my man.
Silence.
Silence! This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech?
Objection!
Orla is intricately involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Let the orca take the stand! Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable. Very well, do what you will then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict. I know! I'm ready and confident. You're confident. Cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. I thought we were done with the orca. I can't believe this. All we have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha. We're just gonna blow the whistle and see what she does. An orca defended yesterday, an orca witnessed today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, bring the parrot to the stand. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the shuttle gets me set up. Oh my god, dude! What the frick-frack, man? Oh, please tell me I get to save here. To be continued, yeah, there's more of this. I thought we were closing in on the end of it, but guess not. Save game, you know it. Alright, saved right there. Override the selected save data. Actually, no, save on the other one, because just in case this doesn't turn out. Can't imagine why it would. That'd be really sucky if it didn't, actually. So I'd have to go through the whole thing already knowing what to do. Alright, so anyway, when we come back, we are cross-examining the orca. This is so stupid! Okay, see you guys later. Yeah, so you're looking for my style. Listen, it's right there on the floor. So 3, 2, 1, go! Wait a second, why... Oh, shoot! My sound is not plugged in. Hang on a second. Okay, defender lobby number 3. Let's do it. Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla Mr. Wright. Well, she's the only one who knows all the answers, after all. I just talked to Pearls, and she said Orla seems to be feeling fine. Feeling strangely fine, possibly in the words of Semisonic. Now we should try to figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. If we put Mr. Rhymes and Orla together, maybe we can get some kind of clue. And I can't forget about that straight center prison. I really appreciate you trying to save both Orla and me. I know Eddie Marlin hated Orla like that. I feel like I've been shocked by a torpedo ray. Don't you worry about it. Of course he would hate the killer whale that murdered his girlfriend right in front of him. Oh, Misty Plume. You've been watching the trial? Oh, yes. I came to make a declaration of war. A declaration of war? No matter what the results of today's trial, I will report the truth in my new book. Even if that truth goes against what I wrote in the Killer Whale. Well, I guess that's good. I don't know what the truth is. Not even about what happened a year ago. Dr. Crab. Azra died right in front of my eyes, in the middle of the pirate show. She suddenly fell from the orca's back and began to thrash around in pain. The orca was singing a song, and then started headbutting Azra over and over. Finally, the orca took Azra in her mouth and brought her to the side of the pool. Just before she died, Azra was holding her chest in obvious pain. She was holding her chest? Wait a minute. Could it be? I don't think Orla was to blame for the incident a year ago either. What? I think the cause of Miss Summers' death might have been... You're not asking me questions right now. We're not even in the courtroom. Her heart condition. Ugh. Heart condition. What heart condition? I never heard anything about it. Miss Summers had a prescription with Hickfield Clinic for a heart condition. The orca didn't kill her. I think it's possible her heart condition did. Maybe the orca was trying to, like, resuscitate her or something. What? Azra had a heart condition too? I guess she hid it from everybody. Just like I did. Yeah, well, you know, you don't want people constantly worrying about you, so... So that means the orca was innocent a year ago, too. Wow, that was easy to convince him. It's just a theory, but I think the orca headbutted Azra to check on her. And then did the lifesaver trick to rescue her. To attempt to rescue her. So there was no need to put the orca down after all. What have I been doing all this time? So you really did intend to put Orla down? No, Jack and I were against such a thing from the start. Well, I figured as much. But you said you were going to euthanize the orca. Yeah, I've been wondering about that. Dr. Crab, about this capsule. It's not a poison, but a sleeping drug, right? That's right. Even if Orla attacks someone. Or even if the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demands she be put down. I never had any intention of killing her. I would use sleeping pills to make it look like she was dead and then set her free. Ah, I figured as much. I just figured it out like 5 seconds before he said it, and it was like, too late to say anything. That's why. I feel like that might have crossed my mind before too, but somewhere in you, I just didn't really acknowledge it, even to myself. I never considered the possibility that that poor woman's death was illness. She seems pretty disturbed, to be wrong. I simply want to know the truth. That is why I will tell you who my client is. The day I witnessed the owner's death, I was there at the request of the animal keeper. Marlon Rhymes. That is correct. That day, my client called me to ask me to investigate the orca pool. He must have wanted you to witness what Orla was going to do. Why did you decide to tell us this? My desire to protect my client was standing in the way of the truth. I couldn't allow that. I will be watching to see how this all unfolds. Good luck to you, blue and yellow duo. I don't know, I still like her. I don't know what it is, it's something about her. That was quite a bombshell she just dropped, and so casually, too. Filthy casual. I tell ya. Do you remember what you said yesterday, Mr. Lawyer? That you'd expose any secret if it would help save Sasha? I remember. It's my duty as a lawyer. Well, I just wanted you to know that I don't blame you for exposing the aquarium secret. You may put me in hot water, but if it helps save the orca, let me clue you in on another secret. Focus on the orca's song. The orca's song, huh? What could he be hinting at? There's a lot going around about songs right now. Oh, Mr. Wright, looks like it's time. Alright, let's go back in. Let's get her back in here. Can you name that movie? There's no way anybody can name that movie. Get her back in here. Yeah, that one's, that's the City of Angels, like, right at the beginning. There's, like, she does the surgery, but then the guy goes into, has an arrhythmia, and the other doctors are like, oh no, he's having an arrhythmia, get her back in here. And you feel so bad for her because she's just done her job, you know? Or what she thought, I don't know, she just failed, you know, but... Anyway, the court will now reconvene. Why am I talking about City of Angels right now? Is the witness Aura Shipley, commonly known as Orla, ready? Well, the orca is present, but I highly doubt she understands what's going on. I don't know what damn thing is going on! What you put me in front of this TV like you expect me to contribute to this case or something? Ho, just as adorable as yesterday. I dare you to say that word one more time. I am not adorable! I distinctly remember you being afraid of her on several occasions. Now then, Mr. Wright, how do you propose to cross-examine the witness? I intend to have the young lady there with Orla help me. Hello, everyone. That young lady? Didn't I meet her once before, a long time ago? Yeah, that's Pearl Fay, my old friend. Well, didn't she grow up to be a lovely young lady? Step off, dude! Yeah, even the bird is like, don't... Yeah, I know. I have no interest in this chit-chat. On with the cross-examination, please. Mr. Wright, this is all your fault. Why are you dawdling? How's this my fault? I don't know. The court will now hear the testimony of Aura Shipley. Alright, here goes my testimony.